What's up, guys? CJ here, and welcome back to another all-new episode of Super Friends. I believe this is, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, this is episode 92.
Yes.
Yes! Awesome, okay. I realized to myself that I do this thing every time when we start where I panic, and I'm like, which episode is this? And usually I draw a blank. I'm just being super productive today. I thought to myself, what episode is this? And immediately I was like, 92! So we're good to go. This is a good sign.
You guys have missed the uncut episodes where CJ just freaks out and says 4, and that's what we have to go with.
Exactly. It's like, this is episode 4. We're rebooting, but we're not going to do the first 3.
We're skipping the first 3 episodes. Those ones were solid.
Yes, exactly. We're skipping those. Those are the...
We're doing a Godzilla-style reboot where we only keep the original material and then do our own thing after that.
Exactly. It's the lost episodes is what it truly is.
Boys.
Of course, you've been hearing these guys for the last 50 seconds, but I'm joined, as always, by the usual suspects, Tim.
How's it going, everyone?
And Luke.
Hello, everybody.
But how are you doing, Tim, other than that?
I'm doing alright.
Doing alright. Feeling alright on a Wednesday evening?
It's Tuesday.
God damn it!
It's Wednesday for them, it's Tuesday for us.
That's true. Oh my goodness.
We're in the past, you can't reach us, audience.
It was me, Barry.
No matter how hard you try.
On that note, Luke, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We're in a dry spell again.
Yeah.
And like this is a patented move where we get a bunch of news and then we get no news for like months.
You know, DC is like a volcano. When stuff happens, when stuff happens, it happens all at once, and then there's nothing, and it's dormant for a long time. I'm just kidding. We have a lot of actually good topics to talk about today. Okay, we got one good topic to talk about today, and then one thing
a lot of filler.
One thing we wanted to talk about last week, so maybe this will be a funner episode. And then we got some CW DC TV stuff to talk about, and of course some viewer questions. But, I guess if you guys are ready to dive right into this thing, are you guys good to go?
Yep, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, we got to give maximum effort on this one. There's not a lot to talk about, so you guys got to be full throttle, all right?
Okay.
All right. Okay,
Woo!
so in our top story for this podcast, Suicide Squad 2 has lost a potential director and a frontrunner. I've seen a lot of people saying they lost their director, but as far as we know, there was never an official agreement in place for this man to direct the sequel to last year's much maligned but fairly box office successful Suicide Squad. That director is Jaume Collet-Serra, and he actually dropped out to direct Disney's Jungle Cruise, which was announced at D23 with The Rock attached. So good to know that the Jungle Cruise cinematic universe is heating up.
Thank God.
But
The Rock loves jungles.
He does. He's doing a lot of jungle-centric movies recently. I think he likes the climate. He likes being warm, so he's going from Baywatch to Jumanji to Jungle Cruise. Really, the fact that he was in the Arctic in Fate of the Furious doesn't make any sense to me.
He likes being in environments that make him naturally glisten.
This is actually the Rock cinematic universe. It's just him like exploring all of Earth's biomes.
It's just The Rock finding some animal species, just going, "Whoa, that's really cool."
The Rock while doing his Owen Wilson impression.
Anyway.
All right, yeah. So, good to know if you're a fan of Jungle Cruise and that movie. That's heating up. I don't even know when that's coming out, but I mean they announced The Rock, and a month later they've got The Rock attached to. Well, not The Rock. They've got Jaume Collet-Serra attached to do that. I honestly am not too familiar.
Just assume The Rock is attached to your big budget project unless he tells you otherwise.
If you're making an independent movie, I think you actually need to check to see that The Rock is not attached, because you might be on the hook for a few million. But so I actually am not too familiar.
That'll always put you under.
Exactly. I mean, hey, maybe you go to Sundance and it's an indie darling and The Rock, gets an Oscar, but that's really the only chance you have of success in that situation. But I'm actually not too familiar with Mr. Collet-Serra's work. Do you guys know of anything he's done? I honestly
the only two I've seen are the remake of House of Wax and Nonstop, that Liam Neeson plane movie.
That's right. I had no idea he did that. Were those good in your opinion?
Yeah, House of Wax isn't. Nonstop was sort of meh.
Was he the right choice to direct Suicide Squad in the first place, in your opinion?
I don't know what his distinctive style is, so I can't really say one way or the other. I mean, he also did the Shallows recently. He did Run All Night. He also did that orphan movie with the little girl that gets adopted.
Oh, I have seen that. I had no idea that was him. So so it seems like he does these really taut, tense movies, and I guess that would have worked. It kind of depends on what they were going for. Of course, speaking of that, we have literally, no idea what the sequel is even really gonna be about. There have been zero details. It was one of the ones announced at SDCC, as we saw Saturday morning 2 weeks ago. It feels like just yesterday, but it was one of the ones that got announced at SDCC, unlike Gotham City Sirens, which we actually had more details on, thanks to David Ayer tweeting stuff out and sometimes saying stuff that he shouldn't say. So zero details about what it's going to be about, but now we know that it doesn't have its frontrunner, and as the Screen Rant article that I was reading notes, they've really been unsuccessful in trying to woo directors. Like they were trying to get Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson said no. Really interested to see how that would have turned out, but really outside of that, the fact that Mr. Calais Seurat is no longer involved in this movie, and Cara Delevingne does not think she's coming back, that's really all we know. Really all we know so far.
She doesn't think
no more
so, huh?
Archaeologist, breaker of ancient things, June Moon.
The worst archaeologist in the world. Honestly, I think she deserved to get possessed by a witch. I'm just saying.
She finds his ancient artifact and breaks its head off.
I just want to put this out there. I don't think anybody knows. I don't think any of the people at DC know that Enchantress isn't on the actual squad. Because at Comic-Con, they were asking, who would you have in your Justice League roles fight the Suicide Squad? I think Wonder Woman said Enchantress. Gal Gadot.
No. Ray Fisher said Enchantress because he wanted the magic versus science thing.
Okay, but everyone was like, "Oh, good choice." And I'm like, "She was."
You didn't see the movie.
It's like she's not on the squad. She's
on
also
the squad up until the first 5 minutes.
Hybrid network exclusive.
I just thought
Ray
it was
Fisher
weird
has not seen Suicide Squad. Any final thoughts on Suicide Squad 2 and the potential director departing? I know we've talked more about Jungle Cruise in this segment. Do you have any final thoughts on Jungle Cruise? Either one.
I can't say I do on Jungle Cruise, but I just hope that Suicide Squad, they kind of go in a direction that I think more suits the actual group than the first movie. That's all I'll say.
Yes, please. Agreed. Tim, any final thoughts?
Honestly, nothing major at this point. I didn't really have any major thoughts back when we thought we had a director for this, so we'll see when something gets hammered out.
Yeah, hopefully we get more details on that soon. I'm feeling like that is probably not happening until 2020 or later. But I think that's going to do it from us here. Don't forget to drop those viewer questions in the comment section down below, and we will answer them probably. Like, there are a lot of weeks like this where we only have one, and luckily this was a 3-parter. So remember to do that. Any last thoughts, guys?
No.
Good.
Have a good day.
Yes, good. Tim, any final thoughts?
I hope Superman constantly has an eagle on his arm in year 1.
He's got to. It's just glued there.
That would be pretty good.
Where can people find you on social media?
They can find me at Aussie Dragoon on Twitter.
All right, and Luke?
I am at Baron Z. I can't even remember. Baron underscore Zemo1.
All right.
There we go.
I'm on Twitter at CJ Pascal. So definitely go follow us there. I don't know how active you guys are on Twitter, but I tweet about this stuff a lot, and also a lot of stuff that people aren't going to want to see. So follow us at your own peril. But that's going to do it for us here and bring us to the end of Super Friends number 92. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially as you're probably watching on SoundCloud, which is nice, which means you cared enough to make the jump and click and listen to the whole audio version of the episode. But as I said, that's going to do it for us here. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. This is CJ, and for Luke and Tim, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey there, if you're a fan of these podcasts and you'd like to hear the full unedited show, head on over to our SoundCloud page, where you can get all of our exclusive podcasts at their full length, for free, on the go, or on the website at soundcloud.com/hybridnetworkyt, and hopefully we'll catch you there.